Vegas,
segue.
baby. Vegas,
Great segue.
baby. Yeah, the Vegas Raiders, they went out and lost Derek Carr, and what they do, they replaced him with a quarterback that's about the same. They got Jimmy G. Can Jimmy G stay healthy? Will he be on the field most of the season? Does he mesh well with this team? We're gonna find that out real quick. That being said, they don't have Josh Jacobs. Is it gonna be a completely different team? I would change their projections at the end of the season based off of that alone. Josh Jacobs is going to carry this team. I do like Zamir White, but you can't just walk away from a man like Josh Jacobs, just like the Colts can't walk away from Jonathan Taylor. Devontae Adams is great. You can't say more about him. The guy is a top 5 receiver every year.
I think he's the best wide receiver in the NFL.
It's arguable. I mean, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams. You could throw
Right up there with him.
Chase and Tyreek Hill in that conversation, and Stephon Diggs. But yeah, he's up there. It's hard just to pick one. Other than that, I think you got some mid-range receivers, Jacoby Myers and Hunter Renfro. I think they're both threes in my opinion. Austin Hooper, I think he probably won't remain the starter. I think Michael Mayer is going to be the man, baby Gronk. I think a lot of teams are going to be upset they didn't draft him. Cough, cough, Bengals, cough, cough. Their offensive line could use some work. We'll see if that's going to lead to a lot of the problems. Defensively, it's like a hodgepodge in this defense. I like that they got Marcus Peters. I like Max Crosby. Chandler Jones is kind of old. Jerry Tillery's
still dominant.
Yeah, but I mean, like, how much more does he have in the tank? Same with Jerry.
Honestly, though, like, we were excited about that signing. Chandler Jones did not live up to it last year. He did not.
No.
I mean, I and there's guys like Robert Spillane. I do like Spillane when he was in Pittsburgh, but see what he can do in Las Vegas. Marcus Epps isn't terrible, but it's just like a hodgepodge. Nate Hobbs, I like him, but no one's really like a star. They're I feel like they're fading stars,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Max Crosby is the biggest star on that team.
Yeah. Sure. I struggle to find what is this team's plan. Like, what do they want to try to find a franchise quarterback or not? So far, it just seems like a bunch of recycled guys who played the McDaniels system before. Jimmy G, I think he can run the system well, but like, how long can he stay healthy? He only made it through a whole season like once ever. And if he gets hurt, they got Brian Hoyer, old ass Brian
Aiden O'Connell.
Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah, Aiden O'Connell. Like, they need to resolve the thing with Josh Jacobs for sure. Receiver.
Hey, the man.
Receiver, I think they're solid, but again, like I don't think they have like a true number 2 to be there with Adams. I do like the Michael Mayer pick. That was a huge steal. Mm-hmm. I think he'll be very key for them going forward. I mean, you pretty much nailed it with the offense overall. Like, the offense line is a mess. It still is. It's been a mess for a very long time. I don't know why the Raiders can't ever seem to solve it. Defensively, Max Crosby is still going to be a massive pain to all the quarterbacks in the division. But Tyree Wilson was a huge pick. There's a reason why they drafted him, because Chandler Jones is a disappointment. If Tyree Wilson, though, can live up to that hype, be healthy this year, this defensive line could be very dangerous. I don't like the rest of the defense, though. Like, again, like, the secondary was very, very bad. And then they went and signed Marcus Peters to help the secondary. But, like, okay, but do you think you compete with the Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos? It doesn't really feel like they can, but they're kind of in denial about it. So, and that's kind of what that Peters signing kind of feels like to me. And, I mean, Trayvon Moehrig is like the only other good piece in the secondary, I feel like. So this team's just kind of stuck in the middle right now.
Yeah, I don't trust Josh McDaniels. I don't think he's that good of a head coach. I think the only reason why he did anything in Denver was because he was cheating, and he got caught for that, and then scurried back to New England to learn new ways to cheat. You have arguably the best receiver in the NFL. You have a guy who has played well in this system. You have a running back that hasn't signed his franchise tag yet, and who knows if he actually will. But if he does come back, they have a few good pieces on the offense. Michael Mayer is definitely going to be a huge piece for them. Love that pick. Not just as a Notre Dame fan, but just he fits well with this offense. Offensive line, it's a bunch of busts and band-aids. They don't really have a whole lot going for them. I don't know how they can even run the ball, to be honest. I like Alex Bars. He wasn't really much in the NFL, but he played well at Notre Dame. Colton Miller was kind of a bust. Like, if you go down the list, they kind of suck. Defensively, Max Crosby, one of the best edge rushers in the NFL. Chandler Jones, can he get back to his Cardinals days, or is he just washed at this point? Tyree Wilson, I think they missed on that pick, but we'll see what he does this year. Jerry Tillery does really good against the run. Bilal Nichols does well against the run. Trayvon Mooring and Marcus Peters hold down the secondary. Other than that, though, they don't have much. One name that you guys didn't really talk about, but we all have talked to each other about after the draft was Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker has speed out of Cincinnati. I think he can make the difference in the receiving room. I think Jacoby Myers is probably going to lose that spot pretty quickly. But I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. I think they're going to be competing for a top pick.
Yeah, something I wanted to talk about with this top pick talk right here is, I think they could be possibly one of these teams that could be going for that number one pick, have the worst record in football potentially. And a lot of teams, at that point you're thinking about getting a new quarterback, that kind of thing. I don't think they go for quarterback in this situation. I think this team, imagine if they went after Marvin Harrison. Right? Put him with Devontae Adams, Marvin Harrison, then have all the rest of those receivers. Any quarterback in the league. I think Brian Hoyer would be really successful with that receiver room.
Yeah. We mentioned Marvin Harrison just about every team that stinks.
Yeah.
or
he's going anywhere from he's going anywhere from 2 to like 10.
Well, he could go one. I mean, really, he could go one, honestly.
Very easily. But do you take a receiver one? Probably not.
A generational talent, maybe.
But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of teams competing for the top spot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, more teams Raiders for that than the Super Bowl.
the Raiders are a team I feel like should compete for the number one pick, but they probably signed too many vets to do that.
Yeah,
they're also not competing for the playoffs, so they're in no man's land.
They're probably competing for a decent offensive lineman, though.
Yeah,
and Brian Johnson as their head coach. So win-win, I guess. I guess lose, win-win. I guess is how you should put it.